विरह वो आग है जिसे परमात्मा स्वयं फूंकता है। परमात्मा के लिए है और उसे फूंकता भी वही है। विरह corresponds to any feeling of incompleteness, anything that you want. So whenever there is a want, it ought to be remembered that you do not want what you think you want, but you want that who makes you want. Now, should I repeat? Whenever there is a want, it ought to be remembered that you do not really want what you think you want, but you want that who makes you want. When you want something, ask yourself, getting this, will that give me what I want? There is no point trying to fight the desire, because how can you fight something that you do not understand? But just ask, is this what I really want? If I do, then I'll pursue it. Do I really want this? So spirituality is not about giving up your desires. It is rather about if you have to chase a big desire. Right now all we know is small desires. What does knowing your desire mean? That when you go close to the small desire, what do you find? Oh, the small desire is actually just a small reflection of a big desire. So going close to the desire actually inflates the desire. It's not that I wanted this. I wanted something bigger. Now you know why the petty desires fail to quieten you. Because you are investing your energy in the wrong direction. even this gathering here is such a good example. In fact, wherever you are, that place, that occasion is always a good example of anything. Without reservation, use it. It will never fail you. If you can be here, and you could be busy with this and that. As I look at one of my friends here, even when I was speaking, he was busy investigating the audience, turning rightwards once, turning leftwards once, trying to see who is present, who is not present, counting. Maybe it's another occasion for networking. It's alright, the others are important. Whosoever is here is important, but whosoever is here is for the sake of the truth. So when I look at the face of one of the co-attendees, I should ask myself, do I really want this person? Why is even this person here? For the sake of the truth. So my primary responsibility is to attend to the truth. If not for truth, then this place would be vacant, right? Would any of us be here had it not been for the truth? So if the fellow standing at the back is here for the sake of the truth, who is more important, the fellow or the truth?
The truth.
The truth. Who should I look at? The fellow or the truth? So when you feel like looking at the faces of people, please know that they are here for the sake of that. And if they are here for the sake of that, then that is more important than the people. Why do we feel that we do not deserve the highest? Why do we convince ourselves to make do with a little bit, with parts? You wanted love. Are you satisfied? What makes you think that more of it is not possible? What makes you tolerate life? That session happened. Are we seriously settled with it? Have we had the maximum the session could give us? Yet we are prepared to go home. Are we not? What makes us think? What has convinced us that nothing more was possible in these 2 hours? I'm so sure many of us must be having things to say. You couldn't be here without that. But you will go our life. You have come so far. You have invested many hours. And then, with all the possibilities within you, you will go back. Why is there not a deep confidence that you deserve the highest, the best, the total? The very summit of things. Why not? Why stop at some place? Why say that I was destined to have only this much? Why?
So because of comparisons and other things that are made to the outer world with some other person.
We don't even compare fully, do we?
So this is the reason where
Compare yourself to the man whose portrait is in the background. Compare. And I am talking of basic material comparison. Compare just as you compare yourself with your neighbor and your cousins. See how rich a life he lived, and then look at your life. We don't even compare.
What makes us not compare ourselves with him, but to other people who are so full of blame? What makes us, why is there a choice which is so much towards that blame and not towards the man?
They don't have the confidence that you can rise above your immediate surroundings. You look at yourself and then you look at somebody who is incrementally ahead. And with that much you are contented. But when you look at a Buddha or a Mahavir or a Maharishi, then it is totally different. Going to them is a different dimension altogether. You know, you face the prospect of total defeat when it comes to comparing yourself with Maharishi Raman. In fact, it would be a humiliation. How can one make so much of his life, and then you look at your life? That is why even if the Maharishi is present here, you would not look at him. Your eyes will start feeling sleepy. The moment you turn your face towards him, you will feel like gone. But why must that be so? Don't we know death? Don't we know how close it is? Don't we know that we will be no more? What are we waiting for then? What are we conserving ourselves for? You will not be carrying this stuff across to the other world. Would you be? Then what are you saving it for? Invest it, expend it, burn it. It would be anyway of no use to you after a few years or a few decades. Who knows after a few days? So why not invest it fully and get the maximum returns possible?
Sir, as you told that take fully, but I guess whenever somebody wants to come here, sit here, somewhere the intention is to take it fully or not, I'm not sure. But whenever there is a task at hand or there is anything which is at hand, there is always something which holds you back. As in, if the task is needed for 40 units, I'll be very agreeably giving in 30 units, but that 10 units, that last 10 units is always that I would want to hold back. So, is it just mere conditioning, or is it that there is, what is it really that?
No task ever demands 40 units. Even the simplest task demands your total immersion, and that is immeasurable. Whenever you will assess the requirement of the task to be 40 units, you will end up giving it 20 or 30 or maximum 40. That will not suffice. Even the most routine and mundane of tasks demand an infinite immersion. You can call it passion or ambition, whatever. But it becomes a habit with us to come to some measure in numerical terms, so that we know that there is a point where one can stop, so that one can have limits. Life is not at all livable. But many of us might be thinking, well, we think we have already gathered a lot today. We think we have already benefited. We think we have had enough value for our Sunday morning. Now you are so easily contented. You have had not even a drop of the ocean. The ocean is possible, not even a drop has come yet. Why not ask for more? Why so easily settle for peanuts? Do you know how much is your capacity to take? Do you know how big is your heart? Do you know how much you can hold? And do you know how little do you offer yourself? And then is it any wonder that our eyes look so thirsty? You deserve an ocean, you are giving yourself a few droplets. Will you not be thirsty? When you look at the faces of the people around, what else do you see except a very pronounced thirst? You wanted much more and you deserve much more. Give that to yourself.
If I observe myself, I see that the fear is coming, and probably the personality doesn't want to give totally.
But at the same time, the personality is not happy with itself.
Yes.
So one has to talk to it.
Yes. That's why I'm here, we are here.
Yes. One has to ask the mind, if you are happy as you are, then promise me that you will not disturb me anymore. And if you are not happy as you are, then promise me that you will be prepared to change. If you are happy as you are, then no more noise. Just shut up. Live and let live. You will need not keep bugging me with desires and disquiet. And if you accept that you are not happy, then simply follow. Accept that you have failed, accept that you could not get what you wanted, and so politely now listen to me. You will no more be the authority. Because you failed in your own most important mission. You have been wanting happiness since day one. And it's never been sufficient for you. You cannot have both. On one hand, you are saying that you're not happy, you want to change. On the other hand, you are saying you want to change remaining as you are. That obviously cannot happen. This change is fun. The scary part of it is not really factual. Scary part is mostly imaginary. When it comes to the truth, people shiver as if some great treasure that they are carrying will be taken away. Oh my God. Spirituality, my great worldly possessions will be taken away. All that doesn't necessarily happen. Yes, of course, there are changes. But those changes are not the same as what you postulate them to be. Spiritual outlook does bring about changes in life, but you cannot predict those changes. And if you cannot predict them, then why are you afraid of them? Why are you unnecessarily imagining? And those imaginations are so stale and so predictable, are they not? This will be lost, that will be lost. What will happen to my kid? What will happen to my reputation? Can I earn a little more money and then get into all this? Maybe I'll lose the drive for worldly achievement. Why are you unnecessarily dreaming? You are imagining all this given the worldly mind that you are. When you will not be the same worldly mind, would you still be imagining all this? non-spiritual mind likes to imagine a lot about spirituality. So staying at a safe distance, it projects. I have never entered that house. But I like to posit. And based on my suppositions, I come to the conclusion that it is not safe to enter that house. It is another matter that I am looking at that house through the hazy, cracked, dusty window panes of my current house. So the image I have of the other house is coming to me through the hazy, cracked, dirty window panes of my current house. But yet I am so convinced of my conclusions. As I look at your faces right now, I wonder what would happen if you take selfies and put them on your Facebook accounts. That's what the world does to you. The world does not like your faces in immersion and silence. Radhaji would lose a lot of her friends and clientele. Pankajji's social reputation and network would collapse. Now it won't. This face is his proper professional regular face. And it is a totally fake face. But the face that you had just 30 seconds back was not a social face. And so you would not put it on your social accounts. In fact, that face is such a dangerous face. It has no trace of pleasure in it. You might be smiling right now, but you're not smiling a minute back. Look at Richa's face right now. Is she smiling? Eyes closed. You look beautiful when you are not smiling. When you look beautiful when you are a little awake.
Sir, do we know that silence leads to the unification of everything, but still we fear to touch that silence? Why?
Unnecessarily carrying an image of silence. I do not know whether silence leads to the unification or whatever. Who has the time and the burden to think so much? Silence is silence. Why conceptualize it? I just want to say, don't be afraid of the world. Right now there is much less of the world in you than it probably would be a couple of hours later or during the rest of the week. And you are wonderful as you are right now. There's nothing wrong with this. You have no obligation to keep smiling to people. You are alright as you are, as you look right now. Stay this way. Stay in your fundamental nature. You have no responsibility to conform to the standards of the world. There is a certain gravity on your faces right now. Don't trade it away. Don't start looking cheap again. See how still you are standing, and there's nothing wrong with it, or is there? Must you be rushing towards your car? Standing still. Isn't that so nice? With nothing to do. Letting life come to you. Unpredictable life, unpredictable words. And with no obligation to make sense of anything. I'm pretty sure you're not making sense of much of what I'm saying. In any case. Yet, just standing, without the need to interpret. Just standing, without the need to interpret. There's traffic on the road. There are clouds in the sky. Birds in the trees. A garland here, a cup of tea. Why interpret anything? They are just there. Is there a need to draw meaning out of everything? Is there a need to put everything in boxes of right and wrong? See how devastatingly handsome our friend is looking there. No more, no more. Gone. We lost it. You came back. Go away. When you go away, you are so handsome. Kundan wanted to click my pictures. I said, if you really want to click, then don't tell me. Just keep clicking without telling me. I should not know. Can I do something more to reassure you that you are wonderful and beautiful and so very nice, without thinking, without planning, without speaking, without smiling? Without achieving, without running, without reaching. Without even wondering, Abdul. Just with nothing. With absolutely nothing, you are still so nice. Don't worry. Don't be enslaved so quickly. Stay, stay, stay. Stay. I pray we all have the strength